I bet. Yo, I got some things I really gotta talk about and just like navigate through my own consciousness because living in this world is living in duality and there's ne- there's natural polarity just by being on this planet and by being a human being, by being in a physical body because we are also spiritual and the spiritual means infinite possibilities, infinite potential. Being in this physical body means limited possibilities yet also the opportunity for spiritual awareness to infinite potential. And you can bring that infinity into reality to many degrees. It's a process though, right? And so that process means that we are held by time. And that experience of time can only be escaped through the present moment. And to be in the present moment is also just to be in spirit and not to really be in a body. All of that to say, the duality that I'm facing with my consciousness a lot right now is the duality between business and the duality between art. Because I'm an artist, I'm a creative in general. Like, I love to create whatever it is. This right here is just me expressing myself in expression and creativity and art in general. That is just natural creativity. That is natural God flowing through you. And to really live in alignment with that natural flow is exactly what I love to do. Because at the end of the day, we're all artists. And that's why my whole brand is called This Is Art, Get Over It, because we're all artists. Now, here's where things get a little interesting, right? Because although we are all artists, we live in a world that has become so commodified and everybody is either a consumer or a producer of products. And products are different than art. Art is something that has no intention behind it other than true soulful expression. Product always has the intention of profit. And it's really interesting to live in that duality because in a sense, profit limits true expression. Yet it also is it's a requirement to continue to express at fullest capacity, because art is created with the resources that you have, whether those resources are experiences or whether those resources are the dollars you got in your bank account. Art requires resources, right? And to create art is the ability to creatively strategize on how to utilize the resources that you have to bring the vision you have in your mind to reality in the physical. And so the more physical resources you have, the more colors of paint you have to play with, metaphorically. Now, I'm in a really interesting point right now in my consciousness because I'm so aware in my current timeline the importance of profit and the importance of business and the importance of gathering the resources around me so that I can not only continue to create, but I can create the environment for other people to tap into that creativity, to feel safe, to feel provided for, and to provide. Yet, to focus too much on business and too much on profit is to lose the art. But business is also an art. And so finding the balance, everybody says you got to find the balance, right? Is that really what it is? Do you got to find the balance, or is it that you got to find God? And is God the balance? Yes and no, because God is everything. And nature is God, and finding nature is finding harmony. And harmony is actually just peace. Harmony is just stillness, but also the acceptance of external waves of emotion and internal waves of emotion. If you can just be in that acceptance, right? Maybe nature is just acceptance of what is. And maybe we all just have to accept what is on a level of, I'm not going to say we all because we don't all have to do anything, but maybe my challenge is right now, I need to learn to just be in full acceptance within my present moment reality. Because when I start thinking about business too much, then I start thinking about working too much. And I lose the joy of just creation. And if I start creating too much, I lose the opportunity for physical liberation and sovereignty. And it's a really interesting duality that we live in, and that's where acceptance comes in, because we just got to accept what is, find harmony within our current moment, and continue moving forward. And I just wanted to express that because it's just such an interesting thing, and I would love more perspective on how people view that as well. And see, my thing is, accepting that is cool, yet I also believe that the current world that we live in, to where we got to focus on profit, we got to focus on this product, we got to focus on accumulating wealth physically and competing with other people in this capitalistic paradigm. I think that is not needed, and that needs to actually be transcended. And so my whole thing is really creating new systems of energy channels to where we don't have to continue to fall into this cycle of exploitation of just energy and resources, because everybody working a job that they don't want to work, you're a slave. That's just what it is. And that's why it's so important to utilize your own creativity to really escape the matrix, right? The matrix of your own mind, because there's nothing holding you back other than your own mind. So escape the matrix through just transcending the ego, transcending the mind. And when you do that, you are operating in your true creative potential. You are operating with God, because God is the greatest creator. Every single thing in reality was created by God, created by Source. And so the more and more we align with God, the more we naturally become artists. And that's why creating a world where we are all seen as true artists and creators, and there's nothing inhibiting our soulful harmonic creations, is a world living in heaven. That is heaven on earth. All that being said, I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna get back to work, because we gotta get there, and it takes work to get there. You know what I mean? That's why